Hi, this is Jay Ashbourne, and we're hopping in today to another video. I've got a buddy here with me, and we are going to be bouncing into a faction I do not have fulfilled yet. However, in my opinion, would probably be the strongest in the meta. t0dler, do you want to break us down and walk us through these choices here? Clearing as you're apparently third in the season, so how's it feel to be third, man?
That feels great, man. I mean, but I don't feel I earned it. I just spammed some games and it happened. So I guess anyone can be top three.
So we're playing drones today?
Yeah, we're gonna play some drones. And, a few words about this deck. I feel like the defense cut is obvious one. No need to explain it. Then we have a few interesting cards, like really good ones, like Pathfinder. It generates so much value. Like even playing it, I know some people are afraid and they would never play it just for 2 energy. That they feel like they need to generate more value. But like even for 2 energy, like you get +2 damage, and then you get a body on the battlefield. Like this is really a good card.
Yeah,
And
even though the stats are kind of low on it, Pathfinder's really it's just I feel Pathfinder's almost crucial in my opinion. I
yeah,
I, I like that card a lot.
it's like really strong card. So you can play it for 2, you can play it for 4 or 6, or later on, maybe even those marker drones for free. It's really nice card. Like, Stealth Drone is obviously the most annoying card out here. Everyone hates it.
Yes. I personally have my personal qualms with Stealth Drone. I will complain about it till the end of days. Unhealthy for
Yeah.
unforgiving
And
playstyle.
and his body supports that also.
Yeah.
From the legendary cards, I feel like there are two crucial ones. I mean, obviously, experimental drones. That's the. If you don't have it, then probably don't play it.
Yeah.
Uh, like this is the core of the deck, together with Savior Protocol. But like surprisingly, emergency dispensation, like this card can generate so much value. Like if you play it on turn 3, and it happens that you can get Cold Star Battlesuit to drop on turn 4, that's probably GG.
Yeah.
Like I have done it a few times, and people just leave on turn 5.
Mhm. That's
So
kind
we
of like the
also have
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
a MVP of Tau, which is Vespid. Like this is quite a card. Like probably the best free drop, like PG up.
Yes, for sure. In my opinion, Vespid is the best 3-drop. Period. I don't think there is another better 3-drop. If you were to include every 3-drop in the game, Vespid, stat for stat, will stomp every other unit. So it's just armor, flank. It's everything you want on a troop, right?
Yeah, it just trades. I mean, it kills something early game, then the enemy needs to base tank it,
Yeah.
or even maybe twice. So that's a card. So I decided to include here Storm of Fire in this deck. I've seen many people not use it, but I feel like I lack damage if I don't play it. Like we can have easily 5, 6, 7 drones very early, and without it, they are just like little bees stinging enemy instead of doing real damage. And I really I find this card crucial.
Does it really pay off
Um,
in the late game? Do you find yourself like finding this on like turn, let's say the game goes to 7 or 10E, for example? Do you find like you would draw this on 10E and be happy with it? Does it really like play its role?
Yeah, I mean, this is basically a finisher. Like the whole deck often feels like combo deck or OTK.
Yeah.
So you work out every game to like basically tank first few turns to get your experimental drones, get your Saber protocols. Then you're a little bit behind, unless you had Vespid. That probably it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then you have to somehow, make like a tempo shift with some drones, and on turn like 7, you probably have quite a bit of drones, or at least a few. Even if you have like I don't know, 4 units, like Storm of Fire is 8 damage.
It's a lot, yeah.
So it's wailing them.
More or less exactly how I think of it. Yeah. A lot of people see that and they're like, "Oh man, I'm paying so much energy for only this much." I'm like, "Do you not understand how that card reads? Compare that to other cards in the format. It's wild. Storm of Fire is nuts."
Yeah, I really love that card. It's I think it's like the also crucial card here. Um, then we have also Piranha, which unless it's like a disaster, you don't want to drop it on turn 4 or like turn 3 on 4 energy because it
Sometimes
still
you want
gets
the drone
killed.
bonus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I mean, I like to play it on 5 energy, usually together with Stealth Drone to be really annoying.
Yeah.
Because then the next turn is probably quite decent. Especially you can follow it with Enforcer Battlesuit, so you have your free drones alongside it. So that's also very nice. I have also included double Fusillade because
Yeah.
I mean recently the meta shifted toward go wide, and this really can help dealing with the board.
I was gonna
Um,
say, I think my worst matchup is when I pair into a drone matchup and they're running the Volacade, and I'm just like, oh man, I have a full board. This feels great as I'm playing IG and they slam Volacade on 4 or 5, and I'm just like, oh, why did I even queue this today? It feels awful, but
yeah,
it's a really good card.
exactly. Especially if you have like support turret and then you follow with Fusillade, then the whole enemy board is gone. So it's really nice card. And also, if enemy is marked, it's also 4 damage to the enemy warlord, so it could be like a sort of finisher if you lack a little bit of damage.
Yeah, it can definitely stack up, especially if the marker light trigger is there. If marker light's procced, you can add on a bit more damage. I think it's good. I see players not running it, and every time I see players not running it, I storm roll over them. And I'm like, why are you not running that card? That just feels like it really feels like you should have had that in your hand by now. I don't know. I ask questions, but I'm not a pro drone player, so
I mean, there are a lot of pan stealers, I mean, gene stealers, and they tend to build like a whiteboard, so I think this is necessary card. Like it's also helpful versus orcs, versus ultramarines, eldars.
yeah.
What else? I mean, basically most of the meta deck, like IG also plays with Ursula wide. It's really good card. Okay, so we also have here Fireside Marksman. It's surprisingly strong card. Like if you drop it on 5 energy, usually the units rounds are around 5 HP. So to get like you can just put it with your warlord and to let you kill any threat. And also it has stealth. So like I really like this card. At the beginning I felt like, oh, this is forever, but the more I played it, the better it looked. Then like obviously Enforcer. this card is quite good if you have a discount for the drones. Um, so much value. Just have a nice body and two drones for free. That's really good. And then at the end we have a Cold Star, which like I'm at the beginning I was not a huge fan, but then I decided to include one copy and it looks really nice. Like it's a late game insurance, I would say. It makes all the drones even more annoying with having 5 life. So it's really nice. And I don't think we need to introduce Long Strike. It's just auto include in every deck. So yeah, I guess that should be it. It's just a decent deck with some sort of like control the board idea for the gameplay. But you want to set up your board with a lot of drones and then OTK with Storm of Fire. It's I would say it's pretty simple gameplay, but it has some decisions that from time to time you have to think of. But other than that, it's like I would say easy to learn for the beginners.
I don't know. Enforcer seems a little strong, in my opinion. The card's really good, and I don't knock
Yeah.
you for running it. It's super strong. Enforcer, Cold Star Battlesuit, both of those cards. Anytime I see those hit the field, it's just immediate regret, in my opinion. I just have fears and doubts. And I'm like, am I even going to win this game? It's so
Yeah,
powerful.
I didn't like two Cold Star battle suits because it's like they are expensive and they also come with the. I mean, okay, market drones are nice,
Hmm.
but you would have to have double discount to play it like relatively early. And I mean, I agree. Enforcer is busted. Like this
Yeah.
card is it's like a best speed value almost.
Hmm. Yeah, Cold Star and Enforcer are the ones on my knock list. I would not be surprised. Let's hashtag no joke. Please don't get this in the chat because EG, turn your volume off. Um, it may happen. I don't know. Tau seems really strong. I think they're gonna let it ride for a few more seasons just to see how things play out. But the changes they made just impacted the meta so much to where things are now standard playable and valued. Not even just like playable; they're just good. Where it was before, kind of arguable. I mean, you could hit or miss on it, but nowadays it just seems like it's the indefinite situation to run. And if you're looking to climb points, I highly recommend playing Tau Drones. Very, very strong list.
And I think it's well-rounded deck. Um,
Really? You
aside
don't?
from some weird plays like emergency dispensation like into Cold Star, I think this deck doesn't have like a super high roll potential like GFC, but like it's very consistent.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
it just it rarely underperforms, I would say.
You can play games out till the however many turns you feel are desired. I guess you could technically spam Vanguard drones until like the high waters rose, and then just decided that hey, okay, now it's the time for my Storm of Fire. Now it's the time where I'm going to push damage. It really gives you an option where a lot of other decks don't. I feel like you're totally in control when you play drones. So
And also the Warlord's talent, like the making the drones, like you have turn one and turn two. Like it's just you don't need any cards in hand. You will just play drone after drone, and you are good. And you're on a curve, so that's really a good talent.
I like it too. All right, what do you say we hop into some games?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's hit this. Nice rank there, by the way.
Yeah.
It's so casual. He said, "Yeah, that, yeah." You gotta admit
No,
that's an accomplishment.
that's true. But I feel like it could be like basically almost anyone.
Okay. I mean,
So
that's fair.
regarding
You're not
this
wrong.
matchup,
Excuse me?
so regarding this matchup, I feel like Titus is kind of hard matchup for drones. It has AoE, which will clear your drones. It will, destroy every drone you play. It will also, if you have a shield, it will just fuck all the shields around. So it's
Yeah,
a rough matchup, I would.
the blast from Titus can be probably quite annoying, especially if you're trying to stack units on board. If you're trying to stack units, which drones a lot of times kind of wants to work towards that game plan, it can probably be a problem. I can see that.
Failure protocol in hands, That's how good players draw.
Yeah.
Especially if you have Enforcer in hand. That's a good looking turn 4 and 6.
I like how you display this drone first, and when you play it, it's just like, you're playing this card regardless of what they play on field. So, I see a lot of players lead with Vanguard drone. I feel that's super bad.
I mean, like, Titus just clears the Vanguard and I take 2.
Yeah.
So I see no point of playing Vanguard versus Titus.
I feel like for a lot of people, it would be pretty innate. They would just jump on this train. It's like, oh, well, the first drone I play is Vanguard drone. That's obvious. It doesn't feel like that's the case.
I mean, usually it's the case, but I don't feel like you always have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you can do other stuff in your life.
You remove
You can
this.
think for a second and then decide. So here comes the combo.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at this. I'm dreading it. So you remove the scout bike off the field. In comes the in comes the stealth drone. I'm gonna make my DS8 turret. I cringe every time I see this. This feels so strong, man. How does anyone ever come out of this position?
Yeah, and I mean, especially that the opponent had a good turn, so he was able to develop the board, like punch me a few times in the face.
I like Land Speeder. I think Land Speeder's good. DS8 triggers, put some damage on the field. How are you going to respond? With the orange mech suit, he says, as he plays it.
Yeah, the Enforcer is lovely card.
It's so good, man. I hate to break it to you. For its energy cost, it is really good.
Yeah. And especially if it comes with 3 jumps.
Yes, indeed. Take a trade on the field. Okay, Titus's turn. What's the solution? Do you have an answer? Because if you don't, I feel like you may be falling behind soon. He needs a good answer to this too.
If you would go back like few turns ago, like he had excellent board, I had nothing. But then, like 2 turns later, it's such a big shift in tempo.
Okay.
Blast is
Blast is useful. Nice. Blast is useful. So he's gonna push us out, takes out the Vanguard drones. Okay. 1 left on field. I feel like he really has to remove that.
It's a big threat. The guys that can
The longer it lingers, man, the longer it lingers on field, I really find a problem with that card. I don't know. I feel like I really only have a chance when I'm playing one or two factions. Outside of like IG or maybe I don't know, Gilliman, I don't feel like there's a lot of answers for it. It's just the strength on that card, like the health and the armor, it's so hard to break through. Granted, Eldar did get a small buff to where it helps them deal with that card a little bit, but it just has a lot of health, man. Card's hard to work through.
Yeah, that's true. It's like in the late game, it's such a good card.
Yeah.
In the late game, I mean, quick energy.
Wow. Picking up the marker light drone here. Assuming you're wanting to apply some more pressure, looks like you're trying to close this game out. Do you feel like at this point in time you really have it in the bag?
Yeah, because like what else you can do? You can face tank 5 damage once again.
Yeah. This is my problem with Titus, and a lot of people love Titus to death and are like, "Oh, Ultramarines, Jacob." But I feel like, man, it's missing something. Some of these cards other factions play just feels really hard for UM to come back on board. I'm sure he'll clip this. He clips everything, so.
Yeah, but you can see that he dealt with the board so nicely.
Yeah. So you did lose most of your board here. However, I still feel like you're heavily in control. Your opponent's responding to what you're doing, which is a lot different than if you're responding to what he's doing, so.
That's when I also have 3 drones, so you know, that's kinda hard to play against if you know your opponent can choose any drone and play it for free.
Mm-hmm. Vanguard drone hits the field. Just another problem. I'm sure he's super happy these don't have shields, so. They very much could have shields, granted the luck of the draw is with you and whatnot.
Yeah, I just wasn't good enough this game to.
Yeah,
get
it's skill, right? Skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Skill and talent.
I mean, but he's doing quite a good job with answering to every threat we have.
He is definitely pressing damage.
Here comes the skill.
Yeah, here comes the skill. Oh god. I mean, like it's so good though. Like I know the meta results showed Safa at the top of the leaderboard. I know it's good, man. I honestly think that's mostly because of GSC weekend, as I like to call it. So many people were playing Safa in GSC. I think it probably skewed the results a little bit on what the quote-unquote best warlord is. I think Maisos is at the top, in my opinion. It's really strong.
That's true. And also, I think it's also the case because GSC it's kind of a problem for drones. Because
really?
they can... Yeah, because they can go wide and they also have a perfect ambush. And you can't really answer perfect ambush because it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So if they have the saboteur, or I don't remember the name, but the guy with the blast and create a lot of
yeah, it's Avatar. That's Avatar. Yes.
Yeah. So if they play it and give it perfect ambush, like it's GG.
Really?
Yeah, because they will backstab their own explosive, and they will just wipe your board. Because you can backstab your own explosive, and it will trigger the ability of the explosive.
I do that pretty frequently.
And also it will create a sabotage into my hand.
Yeah, I do that frequently. It's one of my favorite plays. I think it's personally really neat when you're able to attack your own troops. The same way sisters will ping an acolyte or something like that. I think that type of play style is really intuitive. I think it's good for the game. I've seen a lot of people argue against it though. a lot of hate comments. I don't like this. Well, it's good. Hate to break it to you. Backstabbing your own explosive troops or causing things like that. And for those that don't know, if you are playing GSC versus the GSC matchup, your own sabotages will trigger ambush on the opponent's side. So if you have poison supplies in your opponent's hand and your opponent has ambush troops, they will trigger and you will get the sabotage or get the ambush procs. Sabotage maybe not good against GSC in the mirror matchup.
I think the opponent is not happy about the board state.
It doesn't look like it. He's going to trade with the shield here. Remove that troop entirely.
Yeah, but I still don't take 5, only 2 because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
Good boy giving Vanguard.
A good boy. This is like the old yeller. This is the old yeller of He's a good boy, the good dog. Yeah. You wrap this one up. A whole 2 points. I love how you circled that. A whole 2 points. You're like, love it. Yeah. Really embracing the game state.
Yeah, after you are at the 5k points,
Yeah.
you're not gaining much.
It does really start teetering down. I know, at least at my bracket, in like the 3 to 4k point range, I experience that drop off where it goes from like 7 points to 3, and you're like, oh, okay, we're at that stage now. It becomes a slight frustration for me. I can only imagine what it is for you because, my God, you're like 2k ahead of me, 3k ahead of me. That's a lot of points. So.
Yeah, I managed at the end to get only 1 point for the win.
No way. Only 1? Ugh, this seems so miserable.
I think
just... Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was around 6k points when I started getting only 1 for the win.
That seems awful.
At this point, it's just like, if you don't have bonus points for the faction, just like, what's the point of playing? I mean, okay, there is the fun in playing, but, you know, if you want to go up high, then it's just like, okay, then if I play 100 games, I will and win all of them, I will get 100 points. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. 100 points is a lot. Don't forget that. I can see you rolling your eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah, and here we can see how the discount can be nice, like free energy enforcer.
That can happen. I have had plays that are just as terrifying. Stelma had one the other day.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Opponent doesn't know yet, but
I love how you hover over it 2 times. Just play it, man. It's gonna happen. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll play my 7E card on 3E and just smile with a giant cheese across my face.
What can he do now?
I know, right? It's very oppressive almost. It's good though. Here's the thing, it's good. And if you're wanting to win points on ladder, play Tau drones. It's very strong. Okay, so he's gonna throw in the troop here instead of deploying a shock trooper. Artillery strike comes out. Sadly, that doesn't. It even low rolls. That's the fun part of this.
I mean, you know, skill
skill issue, right?
Yeah.
It seems like a skill issue, in my opinion.
Like, I mean, if he was better,
Yeah,
would, like,
if
definitely
you were
hide on
better,
it.
that's the correct answer. If you were better. Oh god, I'm dying. I love it so much. Can't express.
I mean, it's not looking good for him.
No, it's not. And I feel so bad. But I've been in this position. This goes out to all the players that scream Dankler's better than Ursula on my channel. First of all, Meta report came out today. Go check the stats. Second of all, this is an extreme example of why that's not the case.
Yeah, that was the only play he had. Go next.
Yeah, I would just roll that off the shoulder and be like, it's okay. We'll just play another one. That was not very fun. Do you find yourself really like enticed for games? Do you get excited when you see certain matchups? Because like, I mean, your rank is incredibly high. We'll just state that. That's an obvious fact. Do you just some matchups just like, oh, another one of these, or are there some matchups you get excited for?
I mean, I hate every time I play GST, but it's because of the week event that was. Let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about bonus week. Okay, fine. I'll agree to that. It happened. Yeah.
And most of the other matchups I'm fine with.
Okay.
I mean, the Gilliman, he is kind of strong, but the good thing about him is that if he wants to kill the drone, he has to spend his whole turn, or like maybe he can play a flanky one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what.
Do you feel like Tower Drones has a bad matchup if there were to be one?
I mean, I don't think they have like extremely terrible. Like GSC, the uprising deck is good into drones, or like I don't know like exactly percentages, but it's a decent deck.
Yeah.
Versus drones. Like titles technically should be good, but maybe the opponent, didn't have good enough skills to draw better cards.
You didn't have this skill. I love that phrasing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like here, I have experimental drones, like.
Yeah.
I'm good if I have it, right?
Yeah, exactly. You are good if you have it, so. Oh man. Vanguard Troop comes out. He's gonna play this Troop to kind of block some damage. Apparently, I would think he would like to develop like a land speeder here or something, but I don't feel like he had it in hand or he would have played it.
Yeah, another skill issue, man.
Another skill issue, yes, indeed. There's a lot of skill issues on ladder.
Yeah.
This turn feels entirely wasted by your opponent. I feel like he could have done so much more. I guess he's just not drawing well.
Yeah, I mean,
it happens.
It happens.
Yeah. That's kind of the gist of the card game, though, isn't it, right? You got to take the good with the bad. You sometimes get lucky as all get out, and sometimes you just have to suck it up. So.
Yeah, I for example here, I had to take a 2-second break before passing the turn to the opponent, so he can embrace the state of the board.
I mean, it's good. However, there comes a time where I think to myself personally, I look and I see the board state. And I'm just like, okay, I can come out of this if I draw this. Am I good enough? Apparently, in his case, maybe not. Drawing the second Vanguard Troop here. Armor's good on it. However, the DS8 drone really applies some pressure. Looks like you're just gonna mop it up with some easy clears. I noticed that double Storm of Fire in your hand. Do you hate the double Storm of Fire early game?
Yeah, but then again, you can easily. I mean, here we didn't have any discounts, so that's the problem. But if we had any, like you can develop 5 drones so fast, and then it's additional 20 damage.
I know. I'm looking at that in hand. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
And it's not like the opponent is a bad player. He was around 2k points, so
Yeah. I don't think 2K is bad. I think, okay, here's a riddle for you. What is mid tier as far as points go? If you are at the end of season just clashed out, and we are at the beginning of a new season, what do you consider to be middle of the bracket? What is mid tier points? Like if you're an average player, what would the average be?
I don't know. Like I have no idea how many people go and get to legendary every season. But like among legendary players, I think like if they play a decent amount of games, so I would say like at least couple of games every day, then probably like more than 1,000 points is what you hope. I mean, obviously, if you have all the factions, then
yeah,
thing,
you have a kind of an advantage, right?
Yeah, but if not, then if you have like only like 2, 3, 4 factions, then probably like you want to be at 1,000 something points.
I'm a little bit steeper.
Like you have done something.
I'm a little bit steeper than that. I think 1,500 is my cutoff point. I think 1,500 is where players want to be. I think that's the middle of the pack where you kind of average. Because I see tons of players at like low legend, 500, 600 points. I think 1,600 is kind of where you're trying to average if you're a middle of the pack gamer. And it's really just a matter of time. If you punch out enough time, you can make the points.
Yeah, I just want to point out that opponent is almost full health.
Despite our board.
Yeah,
he had to face tank some damage.
Casual 34 HP.
Him, I'm doing some math.
You're doing some math. Oh,
I'm wondering if I can actually OTK.
Yeah, I'm looking at this too. Are you going to double Storm of Fire here? It's a lot of damage, man. You could just press damage if you do. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, I was calculating if I actually have little, and it is. So yeah, that's crazy. Because he's basically like if it's regular warlock, he's full health, right?
Yeah.
And he even have 1 armor, so he's basically like 2 warlords of health.
Double Storm of Fire does come out. 4 marker light on the opponent. Or press the not 4 marker light. Press the additional damage with +4. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's still a ton. I mean, like more or less. Jeez.
Yeah.
My God.
I think he was not expecting it.
It came out of nowhere. It really did. Look at that nice pretty rank 3. Aren't you good, sir? He was just at like full HP and just went down to 0.
Yeah, that's bad life, I guess.
Do you find you close out a lot of games like that? Is it double Storm of Fire? Does it really give you the +2 range to all units? Does it kind of close out games like that frequently? It does come out of nowhere. I'm assuming he didn't suspect the 2. I would not have either, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm usually finishing game with only 1 because I mean sometimes you draw both of them, but usually you have 1 in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another one, because you can generate one from the legendary card,
Yeah.
from the good boy.
If you were,
And
go ahead. Sorry.
also, together with the stealthy dude that makes stealth to your drones, he can also make a mark like 2. So this card, the Storm of Fire, together with mark like, it's just generates so much damage.
Do you feel that if you were a newer player and you were kind of going to approach this deck, being like, this is the best deck in the meta, what would be your go-to crafting legendary? If you did not have a legend you felt was crucial to this archetype, what would you craft first?
I mean, you have to craft experimental drones, right?
That's
Because
that's
if you
my
don't,
go-to as well.
then you can never draw it, and you will never be able to say the skill issue, right? Like for the
Yeah.
opponent. Another card that is very important, I would say, maybe Emergency,
Okay.
because it allows to do so much crazy stuff. Like either Enforcer or Cold Star. That's almost a win. Like on turn
Yeah.
4.
It's definitely strong. I also think that would be one of my go-tos is that one right there.
And especially this card, like if opponent doesn't play anything on the board, it's just a free play. Because you're like, what else you can play? You will rarely play support turret because it, like, if you don't have anything to defend it or hide it, like it will die. If opponent has empty board, playing Vested is like whatever. So this card can like fill the hole in your idea, like in your game plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
On turn 3. Because otherwise, what would you do? Just play a drone on turn. I mean, it's what I do most of the time on turn 1 and 2, but this card like allows you to do some crazy stuff.
For sure.
And the other legendaries are like fine, but I wouldn't say they are necessary.
Okay, that's good information to know, especially like I said, if you're a new and upcoming player, it's really good to have those kind of goals and where you want to pursue this. Um, Mulligan tips. What are you looking for in your opening hand when you throw a mulligan out?
So we definitely want fast speed because it will allow you to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, obviously, experimental drones and savior protocols. And
Yeah,
most of the time, if I don't see any of those, I just mulligan the whole hand.
bullshit.
Like
I
I'm
do
doing
that
some very
too.
aggressive mulligan here.
Yeah,
Um, I mulligan out like almost every card that is not vested or uh, discount drones or experimental.
are there any
Maybe sometimes
matchups?
I
Go
keep
ahead.
Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I keep Pathfinder, especially if I know that the enemy spams early game with some, weak units that are like more than 2 health. Then I can keep Pathfinder, but other than that is best speed, experimental drones, and savior protocols.
You don't feel like there's any like increasingly bad matchups? Do you think every matchup's kind of playable, except for you mentioned maybe GSC?
Yeah, but it's still playable. It's just GSC is playable unless opponent makes some, you know, crazy plays with perfect ambush. Then, but I don't think it's specific for the drones. It's just
Yeah, it's
every
just
deck
the
falls
draw.
if the GSC high rolls.
Yeah, the high rolls on GSC do feel pretty bad. I will admit. I think we complained about that a little bit in general chat today, that GSC high rolls were kind of off the charts. But let's hope that they don't take Safa out back and shooter. Let's just hope that they nerf the archetype a little bit. Any advice you want to throw out there to drone players? Common mistakes you may find, like common drone players making, if you run into the mirror matchup at all. Do you feel like there's a mistake you want to point out, like, hey, you shouldn't do this, you should do this instead? Or do you think that most players kind of have it on lock?
There are several matchups where you don't want to play Vanguard drone on turn one, like Titus. I mean, it's basically pointless because he will still take 2 damage from the blast and he will destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's much better to just save. Like on turn two, probably Gun drone is better than Marker. Marker is much better later on. And most of the like +1 or +2 attack warlords, I it depends. Sometimes you want to play Vanguard drone, so that's for them to waste a turn. But uh, if opponent has some like easy clear on the Vanguard round, it's sometimes it's better to play the like to not play anything on turn one and just play Gun drone on the turn two. Also, do not be afraid to drop Fireside Marksman on turn 5 and face tank some damage to get rid of some units. Um,
I
that's
feel like that one was good advice. That seems like really solid. I feel like that's sort of like the Jacob interaction. He has just too much trauma with this one specific matchup. I feel like you've seen some shit. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
He's like, I've dealt with this before, trust me.
Yeah, but overall, this deck is well rounded, I would say.
I like it. I'm really glad the patch came. If it wasn't for the drone patch, we would still be in this meta in this era where these cards were not being played whatsoever. Now we have a meta where they're completely viable and good to it, even to a certain extent. They're really good. So I'm glad for it, man. A lot of people will hate in chat, but I'm super happy that drones have finally found their place in the meta and have established their place at the top. All hail our Lord Mayo.
I mean, as long as everyone is playing drones, then we're good. Like, if there's only like below 10% of the players using Tau, I think we're good. But if it goes up to 10%, it's gonna be really annoying, I think.
Possibly.
But like, people don't like Tau, so I doubt that. Like, pre-nerf, drones were even better. Like, saving protocols, dropping support turrets for some reason. Like it's no longer here, so
Yeah.
but it's still good deck. One of the best probably.
I also think it's one of the best. It's very strong.
It's
Anyway,
very
that's a
consistent.
yes. I also think it's extremely consistent. There comes a point where you kind of argue, like, and that's kind of the same argument I have against like Ursula and IG. Is you look at the IG warlords and you're like, which is the most consistent? Even though Ursula is constantly fishing for stratagems with her talent, I just feel like the rate on which you find them makes her super consistent, And it's kind of just, it's almost like inevitability. You just really dial in. This is what I want to do. I'm going to be deploying, in IG's case, you're going to be deploying armored lightnings and mechanized infantries until your opponent can't deal with the board. And then you're just going to slam a vengeance for KD and win. I feel like drones kind of have the same inevitability where I'm going to play drones and all of a sudden storm of fire. I win. It feels like the same thing to me.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that the only matchups where drones are bad, it's either some decks that can overwhelm you from the early game, because like if you have experimental drones or savior protocols, like you're gonna tank first. I mean the 4 energy, right?
Yeah.
No way you're not playing those cards on 4 energy. And if the opponent can like build a big board by the time you can make some big plays, then that's the problem. Some like very heavy aggro decks, or from completely like different sides. So some combo decks can be problematic because drones don't have that much pressure early on. Like you don't do anything until turn 3, 5, 6. So there are some matchups when they have some control decks, and you just look at them and say, okay, I play my what piranha. It's
Yeah.
not gonna kill anyone. So there are some control matchups or combo matchups that can be hard. Like for the same reason, I feel like that's gonna sound heretical, but sisters can be okay into drones because you can't pressure them, and if they have some greedy deck, you just can't kill them early and stop the praying.
I guess I can see that. Yeah. I, that's a little bit of a stretch for me personally, but I
I
guess
mean,
you
it's
might
not
you might
like
you have more
I'm not
experience
saying
with it than
sisters
I
are
do,
good.
so yeah. You have a lot more experience with
Like
this than I do, so I would assume you would know better.
I mean, like most of the decks just run through sisters, but this one can have like a 50-50 versus them.
there was an
But
episode.
no one plays sisters, so who
Yeah,
cares?
I know. Yeah, right. No one plays sisters. There was an episode, maybe I want to say like 3 or 4 episodes ago, where I slammed Morven into a drone player, him, and got a win on like turn 6 or 7, where I just beat face with Morven. Came out of nowhere. They can have stats. It just really depends on if they get a good draw or not. I think it's extremely draw dependent.
Yeah, true, true.
You gotta have that skill in your system. Know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta have the skill in your system. Uh,
Yeah, that's why I would not recommend this deck to bot player because you can't. If you are bot, you will not always draw experimental drones. So you need to be good to draw it.
yes, you heard it. You heard it here, guys. Top ranked player telling you need to be good to play drones. Mm, no, I mean, you're not wrong though. Like there is a lot of in depth play and things that you do have to think out. There's a lot of math involved with drones that you don't have to see with other factions.
Yeah, that's
Specifically with
true.
IG and like, okay, excluding IG, factions that do not have world or global buffs, things that will affect the entire board. You're looking at a lot of counting, and you constantly have to think in the back of your head, what does Storm of Fire provide? What does Marker Light provide? Where is the closeout range? Where am I not safe? Like most decks you can settle into 10, 12 HP and feel okay. But against the drone matchup, that's not the case. You can't feel okay at that range. You are in danger, good sir. You need to back out. Um, I think that kind of level of depth, I really appreciate that to drones. So I'm glad this is in the meta. I think it's good.
And I would say this is also the downside of the drones deck. Like if you play them, that it's very slow. Like you play your turns usually slow because you need to count how many units you have, how you can buff them to kill an enemy. So it can take some time. Like it might look like BM, but I play this deck slow.
No, I agree. I think you should also play this deck slow. I think when you see like a small opening and you're like, "Oh, I can push some damage here." kind of like how I mentioned earlier, it's like, hey, you do have a lot of damage on board. Could you not just push it? You wanted to make sure you had the kill. You were like dead set. I'm gonna win this game. I would think like this is my advantage window. This is when I need to push my leverage. Um, but you wanted to make sure you had the kill. I think that's probably the correct line of play if I had to guess. Make sure you can close the game out before you solidify it. Drones will deal a lot of chip, and they will like chip out opponents, take 1 damage here, take 1 damage there, chip damage. And that's good and all, but you need to close the game because there is a window where your units are not as good as theirs for like the 7 energy to 8 energy cost. If you're out of cold stars, if you're out of enforcers, there comes a point in time where their units will outscale yours.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you have to take time with this deck.
Mm-hmm. I think it's good overall.
But,
I'm happy. Are you happy where with drones are in the meta, or would you like to see a change of some sort?
for now, I'm happy. I just want to see what are the next nerfs.
Yeah.
Because what I'm afraid would be if they would nerf everything else, but since this already received 1 nerf,
Mm-hmm.
then it could be operative.
Were you around for the beginning of drones when they were first released? I heard it was extremely oppressive on release, but I wasn't around for that.
No, I'm relatively a new player.
Oh, really? News to me.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell from your player skill. You would have to convince me otherwise.
If you're good at drawing, then
I think your rank speaks for a little bit more than good at drawing, but if you want to take the humble approach, I guess we can go for that. Anyway, guys, this has been t0dler and myself as we're chiming in. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do you have any shout outs you want to give to the people watching or anything else like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that I was here, and if you guys want, you can always pop up in the chat, the global chat, and you can exchange some ideas. It's always fun.
Definitely. I wish more people would do that, man. There's a lot of people that play Warpforge that just don't talk. And I wish there was more people that did talk. So
Yeah, I mean, you can share your decks and hear what other players like. What are their ideas?
I think perspectives are very healthy to understanding and learning the game. So that's good. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And as always, I will see you guys tomorrow.